In this video, we will use the conversion of parts per million to determine the number of grams of lead found in blood. So going over this problem, we find that the normal content of lead, element Pb, in blood is 0.40 parts per million, or ppm. Realizing that 0.4 ppm is nothing more than 0.40 grams of lead per million grams of blood. So that's the same thing as 0.40 ppm in blood. They also tell us that a value of 0.80 ppm is considered dangerous. How many grams of lead are contained in 6 times 10 to the third grams of blood if the lead content found in blood is 0.62 parts per million, or ppm. So you're going to see ppm a lot if you're in environmental chemistry, and it's good to convert from ppm to some amount of grams to determine toxicity or lethal levels. So always start with what you're given. We're given 6 times 10 to the third grams of blood. I'm going to move that decimal point 3 places to the right. So 1, 2, 3 is 6,000 grams of blood. So always with these types of problems, start with what you're given. And 0.62 ppm is also what we're given. And remember, the problem tells us that ppm is per million grams of blood. So if 0.40 ppm is 0.40 grams of lead per million grams of blood, 0.62 ppm of lead is 0.62 grams of lead per million grams of blood. So let's do that conversion here. So 0.62 ppm is basically telling us that for every million grams of blood, so I'll just write million, so million is, and there is 0.62 grams of lead. Right, so we're given grams of blood. We're being asked to find grams of lead. So very important for me is cancellation of units. So the grams of blood and grams of blood cancel. On my calculator, if I put 6,000 grams times 0.62, divide that by 1 million, I'm getting, and definitely check my calculations here, I'm getting a value of how much lead is in 6,000 grams of blood. So this person is all right, because the danger level, as they tell us in the problem, is 0.80 ppm, while 0.62 ppm is not dangerous because it's less than 0.80 ppm, but it also corresponds to 0.00372 grams of lead.